your body is going to be like, what the hell is going on? Oh, it's cold and I just had a jacket on and a coat and a sweatshirt and 3 socks on and 4 pants on. And now I'm... It's called Matt's Matters because it matters. You heard? Well, hear it right here every week on Matt's Matters. What's up, everybody? We are back for another episode, and it feels like summer outside. It's just it's crazy. These frequent heat, random warm days are becoming more frequent, and yeah, it's just crazy. So hopefully you guys can get outside and enjoy nice weather. Got our Knicks jersey on because you know the Knicks are about to be in the playoffs, and we here. We about to represent. We here.
New York, we here.
Hopefully they do good though, but we'll see. But anyway, so man, first of all, before I get started here today, man, it's been a day. So I had a doctor's appointment earlier today, and I mean, I don't have no problem with like the doctors and nurses because it's not their fault that the American healthcare system is so freaking horrible. Sorry, gotta calm down. But yeah, so I had a doctor's appointment today, and I get there and they're like, "Oh, you're because I was going to another doctor and I got a referral from my primary care provider, which is what you have to do now." And I got that referral back in December, and then I wasn't able to get an appointment till today. So they're like, "Well, your referral seemed to expire here." I was like, "What? How does it?" But they're like, "It should be good though, because like it expires in a year." But like it took me, let's see, December, January, February, March. It almost took me 4 months just to get the freaking appointment. So anyways, I get there and they're like, "Oh, well, you're going to have to go to this window." And actually, the people there were very helpful, so I give credit to them. It's not their fault that they work for a system that just sucks. So then, yeah, as I'm at the doctor, I had to call so they called me and they're like, "Oh, they never sent your insurance information over to us." So I called them. I was like, "Hey, can you guys send my insurance information over to this place so I can be all good to go for my appointment?" And they're like, yeah, we'll send it over now. And it was processing, and I guess during the processing issue, something happened with like my insurance, saying that my name kept coming up in my dad's name because obviously I'm under 27, so I'm still on my parents' insurance. And they were like, "Oh yeah, it comes up in your dad's name." And they're like, "What's your group number?" So I give them what's their member ID? So I give them my member ID, and they're like, "Well, there's an issue with this." So they're like, "Call the insurance company and see to make sure you have the right number." I was like, "Bruh, I know I have the right number." So I called the insurance company, and they're like, "Yeah, you're all good." So I was like, called the doctor back, and I was like, you're going to have to call the insurance company because it seems like it's something on your end that's the problem. So yeah, I'm just going through my appointment, and the whole time I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, why can't we get this squared away? But they got it squared away, hopefully. But my thing is, if you were processing it 2 days ago and it didn't go through, you should have called me yesterday before my appointment to say, "Hey, there's an issue with us processing your insurance. Like, why can't you call me?" Because the problem is that I think like the nurses and doctors and everything, like those are great people. You know, they want to help us. It's not their fault that the healthcare system is set up to be more as a business, not as a thing that's actually supposed to provide care to people who need it. But anyway, so that was my day. That was the start to my day as I get a drink here of my this is like electrolyte tablets. Very good. If you need to stay hydrated, drink one of these. Sponsor me, nuns. That's what they're called, nuns. But I have nun sponsors.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
So today we're going to be talking about is these abnormally warm heat days that have been becoming more of a reoccurrence in the last few years. So here we go. Let's get into it. This is another edition of Matt's Matters. Season 2, episode 4. So I'm all for warm weather, but in some places across the country yesterday, it reached the upper 80 degrees, and some places even hit 90 degrees. Many places broke their record for hottest day in April, or almost broke it, or came close to it, hitting almost 30 degrees above the daily average. And on the weather app, you can see like, "Oh, what's the temperature, blah, blah, blah," scroll down, and it says, "Oh, it's 27 degrees above the daily average." I'm like, damn. 27 degrees above the daily average, like that concerns me a little bit, because if it's just randomly like 80, 90 degrees in April, imagine how hot the summers are gonna be. Like, that's hot. That's freaking hot. So yeah, so I love these, like, obviously I love the nice warm summer days when they're supposed to be nice warm summer days, like between probably the end of June all the way to August, and but not in the middle of April. Or last year, 2 years ago, there was a day in November where it was like 80 degrees, and it wasn't like November 1st. It was like November, like freaking. It was 2 years ago actually. It was like November's like mid-November, and it was like 80 degrees, and everyone had their shorts on and stuff. But then the next day, it was like back to normal, and I was like, man, I ain't gonna be walking around here in shorts just to put pants on the next day. Like, I'm just gonna wear my normal clothes that I wear for the season, and we're just gonna chill, cause I ain't doing all that. But um, so yeah, so I mean, even sometimes, like, so now there's becoming more frequent of these like random heat flash days that just out of nowhere, it's just warm out of nowhere. Like, even last night there was freaking lightning and thunder, and it was like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., something like that. I don't know. I woke up because I saw flashes, and I was like, well, that's definitely lightning or thunder, unless it was like an alien or something. But it was definitely lightning and thunder. I was like, damn, like freaking light thunderstorm in April. Like, I mean, spring is kind of a stormy, more rainy season, but 80. I think yesterday it got up to. Let's see here. Yesterday it got up to. So New York, it got up to 82. Where I am, it got up to like 81, I think, was the hottest. And DC got up to 91. And the record in DC for yesterday, which was April 14th, is 95 degrees. And it got up to 91. So 4 degrees shy of the record. So we're going to dive into the history of these random hot days that are 20 to 30 degrees above the average day temperature and the causes of them. They've always been a thing that we have these random like hot days every, once in a while, but it's never like, it's becoming more and more frequent of the hot days that we have, which is just, it's a little crazy, honestly. It's a little out of this world. So let's see what happened here yesterday. And I'm still waiting for my computer to come. It's still been processing, and the money, that money that I already got for that computer, that money's gone. Because I wanted to take the money out of my account right away, but it didn't. So now we're just waiting till when it comes, it comes. I guess Apple, if it's a very popular product, takes a while to process. So we're just waiting to see what happens with that. I'm still waiting for that to come. We're still rocking with the laptop. Every time I use my laptop, I fear that'll be the last day. And I'm currently looking to buy a new car also, which I think I mentioned in my last video. I don't remember. But, yeah. Cars are expensive. The difference between leasing a car and financing a car, if you put the same amount of money down, is actually insane. So I was looking at Toyota, and it said that if you put down, I don't know, let's say I put like $5,000 down. If I financed it, it would be probably like, I think if I financed it, it would be probably $417 to $427 a month. And I was like, damn, $400 a month? Are you serious? But then if you lease it, it's more about $247 to $57 or something around there. That's just insane. But so yeah, it was really warm yesterday. I mean, I'm not complaining because yesterday was absolutely insane in the memory. Insane in the brain. Alright, here we go.
US East conditions. Prolonged heat wave is pushing across the region, bringing near record temperatures to major cities and raising the possibility of new April highs. Forecasters say the system is acting like a heat dome, trapping warm air over the region and driving temperatures far above seasonal norms. The spell is expected to persist into the weekend, making it unusually sustained for early spring. In New York City, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. and Atlanta, temperatures are climbing into levels more typical of midsummer than spring. In Washington Square Park, New Yorkers were
it's getting hotter outside because of, obviously, climate change, which they used to call it global warming, but people, when it was really cold, people would be like, oh, there must not be global warming anymore since it's so cold outside. Like when we had that blizzard. I said this last week too, man. Someone was like, well, we had this blizzard, so I guess global warming's not a thing anymore. Oh my gosh, man, people. But anyway, so since it's because of climate change, it's being warmer outside for longer. So the summer is starting kind of earlier, creeping into the spring season when it's normally supposed to be spring. Summer weather is kind of happening earlier, and it's also lasting longer. like that random hot day in November. So summer is increasingly becoming longer, and the other seasons like fall and winter and spring are becoming shorter, which is something that we should be a little concerned about, but we probably won't see the effects of that until maybe hundreds of years. But we can still correct the course of the climate. It doesn't take that long. Like during COVID, when everyone was home for a year, I saw a lot of things about how the Earth was actually kind of fixing itself in a way. So it is possible, but we just gotta stop being stupid and doing stupid things. But anyway, back to the weather.
Feeling the shift. Some welcomed the sun with ice cream in hand, but not everyone was comfortable.
Compared to other years, it was wishy-washy last year. This year, for sure, it's definitely feeling hotter, if anything. I hope that changes at some point soon, but it's hard to say where. It's probably just going to get hotter, is my best guess, as things continue. So we'll see.
Meteorologists say while temperatures touching 90 degrees Fahrenheit in April are not unheard of, what stands out is the duration and spread of the heat across multiple cities at once. The key concern is persistent.
See, like, so she just said it's not like, I mean, it is kind of abnormal that there's some random warm days in April, but it's happened before, so that's not that much of a concern, but it's just not in one place now. It's across many different states that these really warm days are happening, which is just interesting.
With near record heat expected to hold through several days before any meaningful cool down arrives. The National Weather Service warns that early season heat can be especially taxing on the body because people have not yet acclimatized to higher temperatures.
Accumulate.
Heat also remains the
You gotta accumulate to the temperature. You can't just be going out here one day. It's like one day it's 40 degrees, and then the next day it's 90 degrees. You know, your body is gonna be like, what the hell is going on? It was just cold, and I just had a jacket on and a coat and a sweatshirt and 3 socks on and 4 pants on, and now I'm wearing shorts and I'm out here, and your body is, what the heck is going on? Which can cause a lot of people to get sick. Like, when I was at the doctor's, they were saying that one of the other doctors was out because was sick or something because of the rapid weather change. It's just not healthy. There's a lot of things that happen that just, oh man, guys.
weather-related cause of death in the United States.
Guys, she's soaking up the sun, I guess. But yeah, so these abnormally warm days are just because of climate change, obviously, which climate change is causing more extreme weather that we've experienced. Like, for instance, the blizzard that we have where we have 3 feet of snow. That was a huge, crazy winter storm, and now it's going to be summer soon, so the next thing would be hurricane season. So our really flash flood rains and everything like that, which, I mean, that's just caused by, that's a whole other thing, but we're going to be more focused on these abnormally warm days. So here we go. Deep dive into it, guys. We're about to deep dive. I don't know if you guys know what the Paris Climate Agreement is, which was started about, I think it was 2015 it was started, if I remember correctly, when that first started, was enacted, which I think the United States left it, actually. But that's okay, because, you know, what the hell, we don't know what the hell we're doing, and we're just stupid. Paris Climate Agreement is a legally binding international treaty adopted in 2015, aimed at limiting global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius, preferably 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Nearly every nation has signed utilizing systems of voluntary national determined contributions that are updated every 5 years to curb greenhouse gas emissions. So there you go. So here it is right here. You can just see what it is. So so this is what their goal is, basically. They're trying to limit average global temperatures and then enhancing resilience and adaptation to climate impacts certain to occur, align financial flows in the world with these objectives. And then obviously, like, for them to report this, the countries have to produce these annual reports on their greenhouse emissions, or their greenhouse gas emissions, which, sometimes I feel like they might be fumbling a little bit. They might be kind of like fixing the numbers a little bit. The thing is, on January 20th, 2025, President Trump initiated the process to withdraw the U.S. from the Paris Agreement for the second time, citing the need to reduce economic burdens on the nation. The withdrawal officially took effect on January 27, 2026, making the U.S. the only country not to party to the International Climate Pact, which is just freaking great. I mean, who cares about the environment? Who cares if the Earth sets on fire and we all melt away? Who cares? You know, like, why? Do you care? No, because I don't care either, so who cares? Anyways, oh man, guys. You see, in April 2024 is one of the warmest Aprils ever, which that was 2 years ago, and now we go to this April, and there's been some very warm days already. I haven't seen many where I live, but I know in DC, there's been some warm days. In New York, there's been some really warm days, and it's just a lot going on, guys. So we can see how warm it really was. Here is a map of the warm days. Obviously, you know, even look at Antarctica. The South and North Pole were even a little bit warm, and these are like record warm. So obviously we have more South America, more of these areas. But then if you could, I wish you could zoom in on this. But yeah, if we can see, kind of this East Coast was very warm, and like all this red here is warmer than average, much warmer than average, and then record warmer. So there's already a lot of like warmer than normal things. Like right now in DC, what is it, 89 degrees, bro? Like, gosh, man, that's hot. That is hot for this time of year, and it's gonna be taxing a lot of people's, not like taxing like taxes, but it's gonna be taxing people's ACs and everything like that, because now your ACs are just gonna have to run longer and longer and longer, which take more energy, which is what we talked about in the AI data center video, guys. Wow, everything just seems to be connected. But yeah, and it wasn't just warm. It was, so this is actually 2.3 degrees above average in 2024. So as you can see, it was about 2 degrees warmer than average. Oh, look who this is. It's the doctor. Let's answer this.
So why didn't I flinch? Because the laws of science differ fundamentally from those of...
Alright guys, anyways, now where was I? Because I don't remember. But yeah, finally my medical whatever is fixed. So yeah, extreme warm days, which are just, bruh. But why are these warm days happening? You might ask yourself this question. Why are these happening? So, as Earth climate changes, and this is from an article I read from science.nasa.gov. So, as Earth's climate is changing, it is impacting extreme weather across the planet. Record-breaking heat waves on land and in the ocean, drenching rains, severe floods, year-long droughts, extreme wildfires, and widespread flooding during hurricanes are all becoming more frequent and more intense. Like, for instance, last year or 2 years ago, one day it didn't rain. It rained it did rain. It rained every weekend from, I think, September to November 4th, I want to say. And it was like, it wasn't just a little, drizzle. It was like coming down. It was pouring. The streets, this is when I lived in New York, and the streets were like freaking covered with water, just absolutely covered. So bigger storms are becoming more frequent. So human actions, and I see in history class you learned about the Industrial Revolution. And the Industrial Revolution was when they started making more machines from factories and things like that. And what happened during the Industrial Revolution is they were pumping all this greenhouse gas into the environment, and it was just created so let's say the Earth is this microphone, all right, and they're pumping the gas from the factories all the way up, and it's creating this layer of carbon in the atmosphere, that is. So the sun beams down, right? The sun sends us heat. It beams us down, but usually it comes back up and it disperses. But now it is getting trapped in the atmosphere, which is causing the Earth to warm. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Science rules. We'll use a image to show you what is happening. So here we go. Literally just what I explained to you. So science, listen. The more you know. So here we go. So here is so the sun sends energy down to us like this, and then it is supposed to disperse. The heat is not supposed to stay in the Earth. It's supposed to disperse out over time. But now, because of this carbon layer right here, it's getting trapped in the atmosphere, which is causing the Earth to warm up. Wow, I didn't know that. That makes so much sense now. See, there you go. You learn something new every day. So let's see. This warming effect. So, and then the water cycle, for instance. So the water cycle works with, let's say it rains and there's puddles on the ground, and the sun soaks the, that water gets soaked up in the sun, which then comes back down. It's like just the water cycle. It's all just a big cycle. Here, we'll show you guys that too, because some of you guys be needing visuals. So you guys probably all learned this in like 7th grade science. You probably did. Evaporation, condensation, all those good things. So here we go, the water cycle. So boom, here we go. It rains, precipitation, collection, evaporation, condensation, and it just all starts over and over. But since the sun is melting, since it's been so hot in different places, the sun is melting the ice caps, which are glaciers, and which is causing more water to go into the atmosphere, which is causing heavier rainstorms. Wow. I'm just on fire today, guys. So yeah. Obviously, because of greenhouse gases, extreme weather, it's become more of a occurring thing over the last few years. Or probably the last. Extreme hot days. So, there have been some extreme hot days. So, since 1970, 74%, that's 184 of 246 U.S. locations analyzed reported more extremely hot days annually. About 51%, 126 locations, at least 7 additional extremely hot days annually. The largest change was in Austin, Texas, with 43 additional days above 100 degrees. Extreme hot day is considered 80 degrees and above, which is just, that's like, in the summer, that's almost every day. Depends where you live, though. If you live in Arizona, it'd be 100 degrees is considered, or Vegas or Arizona or something like that, it's like 100 degrees. It's considered a extremely hot day, because that's just, if you live in those areas, it's going to be good. So, but these more random hot days are becoming more and more frequent. So if we look at this article, 57 super hot days a year, but study indicates it could have been worse. So, and this all has to go back with the Paris Climate Agreement, because they've been cutting out the greenhouse gases. The number of hot days has been limited, but there's still a lot of them that we are kind of experiencing. So yeah, there's still a lot of them that we are experiencing. So this is here's like the scenario that, I don't know if you guys know what it's called, like the doom clock or something like that. It says how much time we have to fix the climate, which I don't know. It's like it looks like it's literally half a clock, and it's like, what is this clock exactly for? It's called the doomsday clock, actually. Like this, it literally looks like this, and so basically, the doomsday clock, it's basically to indicate, so here we go. The doomsday clock is set to 85 seconds to midnight, the closest it has ever been to signaling global catastrophe. Maintained by the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, the metaphorical clock represents existential risk with the current setting driven by nuclear escalation, climate change, disruptive AI, and increased geopolitical conflict. So here we go. We can see how the clock has changed over the years. So 2020, it's 100 seconds to midnight. 2023, 90 seconds. 2025, 89, and 2026, 85. So it's been going up last few years. Back in 2017, it was only at 2.5 minutes. But if we look at how it's changed the last few years, so let's go back to the 2000s. So 2010, it's at 7 minutes, and then 5 minutes. So it's kind of took a break, and if we look at 2015, it just keeps going down. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, basically, one of the scenarios is that if countries fulfill their promise to curb emissions, and by the year 2100, the world's warmed 2.6 Celsius, 4.7 degrees Fahrenheit above pre-industrial times, that has 57 super hot days to what Earth gets now. According to the study, the other scenario is at 4 degrees Celsius, which would be like, that's freaking hot. A warming that would have been on track to hit before the Paris Agreement. The study found that would double the number of additional hot days. So, that would not be good, because there would be, say goodbye to spring. Like, what is spring anymore? Spring is just At this point, spring is not a real season. We just go from winter, and then you maybe have like one, kind of cool, warm day in there, and then bam, 80s, 90 degrees, just like that. And I think last summer was actually a very hot summer. I know that we had a few heat waves last year. I think we had 3 heat waves last year, guys. Like, that's a lot. So that would be summer 2025, yes. And that was like, I think that might have been a record summer. Let me see here. Last year's summer, it was a record. It was near record, according to NPR. So the summer 25 was exceptionally hot. Like, you don't gotta tell me that. It was the third hottest on record within the northern hemisphere, averaging about 85 degrees above the 1991-2000 average in the U.S. It was the third hottest in 128 years, with Texas, Massachusetts, Rhode Island experiencing their second warmest summer, while many western states facing intense record-setting heat. Like, yeah, last summer was like, ooh, it was hot last summer, man. Like, and then the AC, the ACs are breaking. It was just, it was crazy, man. Last summer was hot. So yeah, these warmer summers are becoming more and more frequent, which is why we are experiencing these more abnormally warm days, because when it gets hotter, the summer is prolonging itself into other seasons because of climate change. So, what can we do about this? What's going on? What are we doing? What's going on? That was a funny Saturday Night Live skit. I don't know if you guys watched that.
What are we doing? What's going on?
This guy was doing a Tucker Carlson impersonation, and it was like spot on, literally. But anyways, these are the rules. This is the goal. The goal is to burn ourselves. Anyway, so yeah, the summers are getting longer, and the other seasons are getting shorter. How about we just had a blizzard? Like, what do you mean summer is getting longer? Well, it is. Damn it. And that's because of climate change. We have these crazy intense snowstorms. It's because of climate change. Climate change does not just mean the Earth's getting hotter. It means the whole freaking climate is changing. Like, gosh, is that so hard for you to understand? Do I need to play the Bill Nye clip where he's like, the Earth is on effing fire?
What I'm saying is the planet's on fire.
As you guys, so hopefully, and the warm weather is good, but it can also be very harmful to the body. We can have heat stroke, dehydration, all those horrible things that, who wants to experience those? Not me, because I like to stay cool. That's why we had our nuns today. So nuns sponsor us. It's already gone. Look, I drank the whole thing. Right to the last drop, bro. But anyway, so yeah, this spring has sprung, aka summer, because spring, bruh, it's gonna be 40 degrees next week, bruh. And so yeah, next week it's gonna be in the 40s, and this is only 17 degrees above the daily average, which is not horrible, but it's not the best either. So that's still pretty hot for this time of year. But anyway, so guys, stay informed about the climate, because we, the younger generation, can change the mistakes of the past generation, and we can correct the climate. It takes all of us. So hopefully when the next person gets elected, they actually put us back into this thing, and we can kind of find a way to lower our carbon footprint. And these AI data centers, which I talked about last week, are only making it worse. And they're just throwing it up everywhere like freaking weeds in a field, But that's all I got for you guys today. So hopefully you learned something about these abnormally warm days. I think I kind of steered more towards like the reason why they're happening in a way. Sometimes I just be talking and I don't even know what I be saying. I have an idea what I'm going to say, and then I just go down the line. But yeah, so we'll catch you guys next week. And I'm sorry for the late post, guys. I got 3 jobs, man. How many jobs you got, man? 3 jobs, man.
I work 15 jobs. I don't have time for your foolishness. When I come home, I'm tired, damn it.
So yeah, I've been a little busy this week, plus doctor's appointments and car searching. And this week I literally worked every job that I have, which is just insane. What are you doing to yourself? What's going on? What are we doing here? But yeah, so next week I'll have more of a chill week. Kind of, not really. And then the week after that, guys, yeah, I don't know. We'll try to put an episode out, but I have to get a medical procedure done, so we'll see how that goes, you guys. I'm a little nervous about that, but it's a safe procedure, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm a little nervous because I've never had something like that done before, so we'll see how that goes. But anyways, so this has been another edition of Matt's Matters, and when it's dice outside, you gotta put your guns out. flex on them because it's been a long winter. We've been grinding in the gym this winter, so you know, the fruits of our labor are coming out in the summer. But yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. Let's go Knicks. We here. We're gonna smoke the Hawks. Knicks in hopefully 5, but if the Knicks lose to the Hawks, bro, that would suck. And the Mets can't win a freaking game. They freaking lost 8 in a row since that's their franchise record since they literally became a franchise. In their first year, they freaking sucked. So hopefully they can win. And because I am a sports fan, guys, but we don't talk a lot of sports on here because you can go other words for that. But maybe we will. One episode. We'll see. Plenty of episodes out there. But yeah, this has been another edition of Matt's Matters. And again, I'll post this episode as soon as possible because today is Thursday. We haven't posted it. It's past our posting time. So we're going to get this episode out probably after I get home from work. We're going to do some editing and we're going to get into it. But we'll catch you guys next week. Love and peace always. You know, stay warm out here. Stay hydrated. Obviously, you'll stay warm because it's hot outside. But stay cool is what I mean. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.